Hello and welcome to DCP Live episode number 249.
249.
That's right.
We're almost 250.
Yeah, we are just, it's a slight fraction away from a quarter of a millennium, something, thousand.
That seems like a lot of podcasts.
A milli? A millennia of podcasts.
We're very close. We're nearly at a million.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By
Getting
someday
closer.
we have to like add up all the podcasts we've done. Like just add them all up.
add them all
right?
up.
Yeah.
In addition to that,
So we
number.
can say, then I can
And
put that
Destiny
on like a
podcast.
sheet that we send to people. It's like we have done
like a business sheet?
8,000 podcasts.
Yeah.
Right.
Here's our resume of podcastingness.
Yep. We are professional
Yeah.
podcasters. We actually are. Do you ever think
Technically,
about
that's
that?
true.
That we're
Yeah.
technically professional podcasters.
You're right.
Boy, nothing really
That's
says
weird.
professional like DCP.
That's true.
We're just on, the opposite spectrum of some of the other shows that some people listen to, right?
People make fun of us. Like guests come on and they're like, boy, this isn't anything like being on other podcasts. Like, well, what makes you say that? Well, other people seem prepared. And
They send me show notes before the
Yeah.
show. They're like, "Oh, we're going to go through this, and this."
Yeah,
and-
from 20 minutes into 30 minutes, we're going to be talking about this subject
Yep.
specifically. You have like 2 minutes to make sure you give your thoughts about this and be like, that ain't this show. That's for sure.
they didn't talk about assholes at all.
Oh my
Not the
gosh.
physical or the metaphorical type.
Speaking of assholes,
Mhm.
Sea of Thieves was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, that sure was.
It was.
Yeah, we
It got
streamed it yesterday.
crazy. We did.
Yeah.
We played some Sea of Thieves. So if anyone who normally just listens to the podcast wants to see DCP shenanigans, including Fran,
Uh-huh.
we did do that. We killed Barb, and
Yes.
then we witnessed
Barb
the wrath
died.
of Barb.
Yeah.
We
Barb's
got-
friends are
yeah.
no joke.
Barb's got some good old friends. Let me say.
we ran into some professional Sea of Thieves players, and they
Yeah.
weren't having none of our business. They were on a sloop.
No.
They were just like, galleon? What galleon? And I was like,
Sloop
yeah, what
for
galleon? It's
Oath.
gone.
They sunk 2 over galleons.
Yeah, just like that. They're like, what
the
about
only,
it?
The only reason they didn't sink 3 is because we couldn't find them again.
Yeah,
I did. I quick scoped that guy twice.
nice.
That's
Yeah, that was good.
Cool.
It's always good.
That was super fun. It's available if you want to watch it. It's available on our Twitch channel. If people want, I can upload it to our YouTube channel as well. I'll put it as like I don't know. It's not a podcast, but I don't know. Maybe I'll make a separate
Pirate
playlist
cast.
for streams that we do or something.
That'd be cool.
There you go.
Be
Yeah.
nice, right?
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'll also
You can
make
check
sure I
that out.
highlight it on Twitch, in case you guys want to go back and watch it. I'll highlight it so
Nice.
you know where it is.
Yeah.
And it will also stick around for more than a month
Yeah.
because it does go away.
Yeah. Twitch doesn't like archiving things unless you specifically archive it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was nice hanging out with you guys, though. It was a good time. Nice chill stream when we
Yeah.
play Sea of Thieves. A lot of laughing, a lot of fucking about, so to say.
A
Yes.
siren popped up right in front of my face. It scared the bejesus out of me. That was the scariest thing ever. The face right in front of me as I was swimming, trying to get away from the shark. And then all of a sudden, siren face.
New pirate who dis.
Don't recommend. And then I got absolutely annihilated by a siren. They did their little trident thing.
Yeah, those tridents
Yeah.
are
Hit
pretty
me on
awesome.
top of the. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are new enemies as far as I know. Like I don't remember seeing them. Last I played,
New is the
only
last
time you had
update.
to-
with-
the only thing new you had to be worried about in the water was sharks. But now there's all sorts of new enemies
Oh,
in
dude.
the game.
They've been working on
Megalodons,
it. Yeah.
krakens, sirens.
In the pre-show, we were talking about how like it's another one of those games that got pretty average reviews, just like Destiny when it first came out,
Yep.
and has
Yeah.
been slowly getting updates and all that.
Yeah, there's really a lot more to it. Now there's that whole adventure mode where you get to hang out with Captain Jack Sparrow.
Mhm.
Captain Sparrow.
Jacked and
Jack
Sparrow?
and Sparrow.
Is that where
That's,
he's like yoked? You know,
Jack and the
That's where
Sparrow.
he's jacked.
jacked up Sparrow, just
Don't jack your sparrow in public.
crushing
Or on a
Davy
ship.
Jones.
Riviera reminds me that you guys were like, what's that? Like piranhas? Before we knew that it was sirens. And I was like, not a piranha, not a piranha.
Yo, they look like piranhas or like eels or
That's
something.
when the head popped up. And I was like, that is not a piranha.
Yeah,
No.
it was confusing. Yeah.
Different.
Yeah. And then Fran had his monkey that he was trying to pet and spank.
Yeah.
It's like, stop spanking the monkey, Fran. Jeez. You gotta be
That
pirates
was
here.
rude, honestly.
It's good times. What can I say?
It was
Yeah,
good
it was
time.
being
super
Well,
pirates.
check that out if you guys want to see us being professional.
Yeah.
Pro.
Professional environment.
Professional pirates out on the Sea of Thieves.
So with
Right.
with Mylan, like Mylan's videos are really serious lore videos, and then they go to a stream and he's just like yelling at him and having cheeky cocktails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With us, it's just the same.
Yeah.
Really.
Eh,
Not a whole
It's-
lot of layers to the
not,
DCP.
not a lot of layers. Yeah.
Yeah, we put out a lot of serious content and then we just have streams. Yeah.
It was nice hitting that stream button though. I haven't hit that in a while.
Yeah.
And it was
Same.
kind of nice hitting it and hanging out with friends in chat. Like it was refreshing. I think we're gonna do that more often again because I was having a good time talking to chat. So
Yeah, it's nice to catch up with everyone if you've been
Mhm.
away
Yeah.
for a bit.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So this week, we just got a ton of Destiny news to talk about. Absolute barrel. Hey.
yeah. A slow week. I mean,
A little bit
there
of
was a
slow.
Powder keg of info being dropped.
Yeah, with the EAZ being here, they're kind of just like, hey, Solstice is here, do your Solstice thing, and then we'll tell you stuff
Yeah.
later. So we're
Yeah.
kind of just going through having Solstice be here for now.
Yeah, I mean the big thing that we're waiting for is epilogue, and then the 23rd reveal, August 23rd or
24th.
24th, August 24th
Yeah.
reveal. Like those
Same
are
day as Canada Bridge of Spirits, remember?
yeah.
Be a warlock, be a cute girl with cute little rot thingies.
I forgot about being a warlock
same
already.
thing.
we
Same
have to be warlocks.
Same
So
Zeus.
if you see me not playing much Destiny
What happens
for
if we
9 years.
What happens if we play another character by accident?
I think so. This is the thing. We said we're gonna main warlock.
Yeah.
Oh, true. That was the yeah. You're right.
So as long as if we have 24 hours on a warlock, but 23 and a half on a hunter,
That's a main.
it's a main.
All right. I don't want to be that person, but I feel like you got to go in like rules of halves or something. Like
No, I think my general plan is to pretty much exclusively play warlock. All I want to do is be able to get the armor for that season on my hunter, seasonal armor for transmog, and maybe get them like ready for Witch Queen.
Yeah.
But
That makes sense.
but I'm definitely gonna be sticking to my word with that.
I'm already a warlock main
Stay a
anyway,
warlock.
so this is super easy.
Yeah.
And honestly, don't tell anyone this, but I'm kind of looking forward to it a little bit.
What?
This is a podcast, right?
Yeah, this is live right now. People can hear you, Watts.
I just, there's a lot of content that my hunter has done, and I don't need to do ever again. But there's a whole lot of content my warlock hasn't done because I haven't played her in a long time.
Huh.
Yeah, it's fun going and looking at your list, your quest list on a character that you don't
going,
play often. You're like,
"Oh, no."
God.
Been a while, right? Haven't dusted this thing off.
Yeah, that's when that organization of quests really comes in key.
Yeah, it does. So
I have been playing again on the Xbox, though. I keep mentioning that I'm playing on the Xbox a lot. And I gotta say, I am just overwhelmingly happy that they have made such a big upgrade to Destiny 2 on the consoles.
yeah,
Like, it is
it's great.
so much better, right? Like, this probably sounds cruel to anybody who can't get a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X yet. And I'm sorry for that.
Yeah.
But for me,
However.
coming off of having played on PC for so long, and like kind of losing the ability to play on PlayStation 4 or Xbox last generation, like it's really nice to be able to just sit back down on the couch, get 60 FPS, 4K Destiny, like in the living room. It's I'm really digging this version of Destiny 2, like on the new consoles, and I think with the field of view adjustment and everything, like it really is a seamless experience jumping back and forth. Whereas previously it was so jarring going back to the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One.
Yeah, I basically have been having the exact same experience where before, anytime I went to console prior to the new generation, I'd felt like I was downgrading significantly, from PC because it was obviously.
Oh, yeah.
But now that they have like that, the field of view and the 60 FPS on a big screen TV feel fantastic. It's just great. I'm not having any kind of like, I wish I was on this other platform type of things or feeling nauseous from the narrow field of view.
Really, it's so bad.
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm swapping or having any kind of like trade-off at this point. I feel like it's the same game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and I do know that there is differences with PC. I know that there is a graphical fidelity that is a bit higher, but at 60 FPS with a wide field of view, like, and 4K, it looks great.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
And it plays very smoothly. I'm not missing playing on the PC anymore. And if there is, like you say, a graphical difference, it's not something I'm noticing while I'm playing.
Right.
We are having a little technical difficulties with these.
What did you do? What did you do?
Don't know why.
Oh, look at that.
It's doing that.
I'm frozen too.
Yeah, you guys are halvesy frozen type of thing.
Oh. Well, actually, so it's kind of creepy because in one of the images I'm looking down, but in the other image I'm clearly looking up.
It's like there's 2 watts. That's a terrifying thought. One can eat my left arm while the other one chews on my right.
Exactly.
And Lady D is looking sincerely unimpressed with all of us.
Can chat hear us?
They should. Yeah, I believe so. They would have said audio is an issue.
Audio is fine. We're just, that's okay.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I switched to an AverMedia capture card, one of those 4K internals, and this is the first time having some sort of issue like this. And I'm not really sure.
Is it because my webcam isn't 4K?
That's what it is.
Oh my god, it's not 4K.
That's what it is.
What it is. It's not. It's 1080.
Unfortunate.
I think.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. Maybe if you guys talk about something while I focus on this.
Maybe
sure.
you guys talk about something.
Yeah, what was in the TWAB this week, Watts?
Let's go through TWAB.
All right.
Let's just read some stuff. So this week at Bungie, they're doing some stuff with synth strands. So since the launch of Season of the Splicer, we've been monitoring reception and behavior around our new armor synthesis system. They, of course, know everyone was very angry at it, but they don't care, and they're probably not changing it. So this is what you're going to get instead. There's going to be a minor update around the currencies of armor synthesis. So effective at the start of Season 15, we will deprecate the passively earned world currency synth strand that was used to purchase armor synthesis bounties from A to 1. In its place, these bounties will be purchasable for 10,000 glimmer. That is a lot better. Because explaining this system, it's like, okay, listen, you got to go out in the world, you're going to randomly get this thing called synth strand, and then you're going to be able to buy a bounty, and then you need to finish that bounty, and then that's going to give you another currency, and then you take that currency to the machine, which then gives you another currency, which then you can use to do your armor.
It was just too much. It's a lot. This is way better. I can just go buy it for 10,000, right? I can buy what do I buy?
One of the bounties.
Oh, I buy the bounty. Okay.
Yeah, and then the
so
bounty.
I still got to do the bounty, and then the bounty gets me the Synthweave.
Yeah, so it's good. It's a lot more simplified. So it's a good change. It also, of course, removing the currency frees up slots in consumable inventory, which I'm sure we're gonna have more stuff in the witch cream. Where currency is. I saw someone called something cream today, and it began with a W, and I thought it was witch cream, but it wasn't, and I was sad.
Was
I was
it
like,
whipped cream?
I think it was probably a different W cream.
I'm coming up with nothing here. I got nothing.
Did you? Never mind. I was going to talk about Idle Manager. I'm not going to talk about that.
Wheat cream?
Yeah,
So,
wheat.
So I fixed it, and how I
What
fixed it
happened?
was I opened up AverMedia Control Center.
Uh-huh.
That was it.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Interesting.
I was like disabling things and trying to refresh it and see if it would like start recapture, and it was like, nope, not it. And then I opened up the AverMedia Control Center and it worked. So yay. All you
I
audio
hope
listeners.
that's not a thing.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, so that's an update that's happening. And then finally, they're also hoping that this change reduces the complexity. Yes, please. And they're of course monitoring the conversation about the synthesizers.
So I see a lot of people complaining about how they would just want the cap removed versus like this is like a little band-aid, getting like removing one thing, which there's just way too many currencies taking up like mental space when you play the game. But yeah.
Well, they're not going to get rid of the cap because the cap is what sends you to the Eververse store, right?
Buying silver, Briar.
I have 3,000 silver sitting on my account right now.
Yeah.
I don't think. Oh, you know what? It did changes on per platform. That's the only thing that's confusing actually with switching platforms. You go to PS5, your silver is like 0, or maybe for other people it's more.
Oh,
and then you go to Xbox is different, and then you go back to Steam, and it's like because they're all localized to the store that you bought it in, and that's the only thing that can confuse you right there.
But PlayStation gets a cut no matter what store you buy it in. That's the deal they made for crossplay.
Yeah.
Oh,
is that what it was? That's the crossplay thing?
Yeah, that's how I understand it anyways. We thought it was gamer demand had forced Sony hand and made them allow crossplay in video games. When actually it was, no, Sony figured out a way to make money.
They just wanted to cut.
Like, all right.
They literally wanted to cut of all the microtransactions. God.
Yeah.
It's kind of unfortunate because on Xbox, if you have Game Pass, you get a discount on silver. So it's...
Wow.
Yeah. Ooh. Well, it's kept games from going crossplay. Like I know that Guilty Gear Strive right now, I think they've talked about this publicly. I don't think this is just the community making up reasons why they haven't done crossplay yet. But I think it is they want to get as many of the season passes sold before they have to start giving a cut to Sony. So that's why they're delaying crossplay until after the season pass starts to actually come into effect, like new characters and stuff.
Got it.
Maybe.
Well, it's screen.
Briar's looking. He's looking pretty seductive in that Frozen picture, though.
Yeah, he is.
Am I frozen?
I just, it's time for Tech Thursday.
Bedroom Briar right there.
Bedroom Briar on the capture. It's a full moon, and I'm pretty sure the full moon means that it's time for hardware to be broken.
It's true. Yeah. Computers do what they want.
They
absolutely believe in some crystal mommy stuff.
Yeah.
Computers are all crystal mommies.
Crystal mommies, yeah.
Crystal mommies. Yes.
Sedona?
So that is a nice change to Synthweave. It doesn't fix like everything that we don't like about Synthweave, but it definitely simplifies Synthweave, which is a good change.
Yeah. I'm totally fine with this change. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that comes out when? Season 15?
Season 15, yeah. So August 24th.
Just a month away.
Oh, we're really close. We only have a month to play our hunters, guys.
Oh my God, only a month left of my sweet
100 days. Endless night begins.
Yeah, the dark
season of the Warlock.
Yeah.
Winter has come.
Season of the drafty dress.
I like that name.
Season
I'm going
of the
to call
puddle.
it that. Season of the draft. They're also doing so this is your chance to get a free emblem that is pretty sweet. So they're doing some changes to the Bungie store. They're updating it to where it's actually pretty cool. So you're going to be able to link your Bungie store and your Bungie account together. And if you do that, it's going to show you all of the rewards that you can purchase from the Bungie store. So you don't need to go and get a code and then go to the Bungie store and then put in your code for the jacket or whatever and then buy it. It's just going to all be available because you link the accounts together. However, if you reset your password to migrate your Bungie store account to the new website, you get a free emblem to use in-game. And it's pretty cool. It's blue. It's got the Bungie emblem on it, catching the lightning bolt. It's pretty nice. I like it.
Very cool.
See, Bungie's just going to start giving emblems away for everything. It's like, go pet a cat Tuesday. If you pet a cat on Tuesday, we'll give you a cat emblem. And people are like, okay, I'll go look after all the kitties.
What about tacos?
There are people who are like completionists about the emblems too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, and if it's something like changing your password, people are like, okay, internet security, emblem, got it.
I don't have to buy a pin I'm never going to wear.
Actually, I put my pin on my shirt today. I got it over here.
Really?
The International Women's Day pin.
Nice. If only
That's a
people
good
could see
one.
that right now.
It's a very, very good.
I saw it lots.
Yeah.
It's okay. You guys saw it. Lady D saw it. She doesn't look super happy about it, but she's
never
hard to
happy.
impress.
She's hard to please. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're 9 foot tall.
When you're 9
everything
foot
looks
tall,
smaller.
not many things can please you.
Yeah.
You know what they say about a woman who's 9 foot tall?
9
to
foot
impress.
deep. Okay. They're also, we got some cool info about Nightfalls and rewards and stuff. So next week is going to have double Nightfall rewards. And it's going to be a mixed bag of rewards. So the Palindrome, the Swarm, and Shadow Price are all dropping next week.
Sweet.
So
Sweet.
it's pretty cool. And you have double drops.
Yeah.
And then they're making some pretty awesome changes. I think they're pretty cool. Although maybe it's harder if you're hunting for your perfect role. But either way. So Nightfall rewards starting in season 15, the rotation of them is gonna be changing. So instead of having 6 weapons in a 1-1-1-3 rotation, which is what we had Plug One, Uzume, and what's the other one? Oh, Hung Jury. And now we're having Palindrome, Swarm, and Shadow Price all at once.
Nice.
Okay.
But instead, they're going to have 8 weapons. So instead of 6, there's going to be 8 weapons, and they're going to be in pairs consisting of 1 newer weapon and 1 older weapon. So they're bringing back the Comedian Shotgun. You guys remember that from D1?
I do remember that.
I
That was an
do.
original day 1 Destiny 1 weapon.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah, it's an OG weapon. And they're also
Yeah.
bringing back the Hothead rocket launcher.
Mhm.
I don't
The
remember
one
that
you got for the really long mountaintop quest, the Crucible quest that took forever, and your reward at the end was a Hothead rocket launcher. And it was the worst rocket launcher in the history of
Yeah.
rocket launchers. But I remember using it because not many people completed that quest because it was so long and it was all
Right.
PvP. So, you know how people are with PvP. Even when it was good, they were like, don't make me go to PvP.
Yeah. I think I remember a Holtzman going on a rant about this thing.
I remember that. Yeah.
Hothead is pretty bad, but it's coming back.
Well, I hope it's
I
better
think
than it
it's
used
cool.
to be.
I'm sure it will be. It's gonna have
It's a
random
good name.
rolls. It is a very good name. It also looked pretty cool. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to having it back just because the Hothead rocket launcher is such an iconic rocket launcher for me because it was that really long quest, and I did it before they nerfed the quest, and I was like really happy about that. So having it back in the game is going to be cool. So the example of what they're going to be doing for the Nightfall rewards, it's going to be the Comedian and Shadow Price dropping, or Hothead and Hung Jury dropping. So they're introducing new weapons every season, it looks like, for Nightfalls, and then they're going to allow you to farm both.
That's great.
That's really cool.
I think it's good.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to be playing some Nightfalls next week.
Yeah.
Man, I
Them
farmed
double
for
drops.
a good plug one, the corded plug one that TV's been loving, and man, that fusion rifle is a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? It's really good.
It's my favorite one now. It's kind of a mid-range ish fusion rifle, so it has pretty decent range, but not as much as a Glacial Chasm. So I kind of think of it as more of a run and gun fusion rifle instead of a hang back and really slow charge and kill them. And corded makes that even more so the case because if you're around 2 or more people, it charges faster. So it's very fun.
Nice.
Now, so this is very cool. And I think even if you're not interested in being an engineer on a video game, I think you should check it out. So they just added a new article, a new blog to their post of like telling you about stuff at Bungie, how they make stuff. What's it actually called? tech blog. They call it the tech blog. And they did a recent post on there, which is all about being a tools engineer. So there's a massive post of what's a tools engineer. So they go into all of what they actually do. They create the things that help people make the game.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a very, very long post. It's even got some examples of the tools that they use. So there's some images in there that you guys might find really cool. So I think even if you're not interested in this kind of stuff, you don't need to read all of it because it is pretty long, but take a look at the screenshots. It's really interesting.
I love stuff like that.
I love it. Like this is the tech blog is Bungie's like nerdy blog where they just give you all the numbers, the lingo. They don't try and make it easier for you to understand. It's just like, this is what it is.
Yep.
So it's very, very cool. I love these things.
Yeah.
So even though I won't understand most of it, I'll read it. So I'll give you guys that link in chat if you're interested. Yes, tools engineer. That was pretty much it. There was known issues. See if there's anything interesting going on. They did do the update. Update was released today, I believe. And that fixed solstice packages and fragments should no longer get removed from player inventories when creating new characters. The Ludomaniacal emblem will now unlock for players who reset their infamy 3 times. Some Dreaming City weapons will now drop for all players as intended, that's the thing I'm really excited about because Dreaming City weapons were just not dropping the way that they should be. And that's now fixed. And One Fell Strike Triumph is now unlocked for all players. One of the known issues is Riven sometimes doesn't get stunned on the 2nd level of Last Wish.
Oh my God.
That's a bummer.
They did an update somewhere, and now Riven doesn't want to get stunned.
Nobody knew because everybody cheats Riven anyway.
That's true.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's really interesting when you start looking at known bugs and you're like, how did you end up breaking something in
Seriously, right?
It shows you all the things that are interconnected.
Some sort of damage calculator that just triggered a thing that doesn't happen anymore.
Did you guys see the art by I'm going to mess this up. Zimoslava?
Yes.
This is cool.
So good.
Yeah.
It looks like a Destiny anime.
Yes, oh yeah, that
one's
one's amazing.
It looks really neat. It totally does. It looks like it'd be a poster for like a Netflix new Destiny series, right?
Oh man, I want a Destiny anime so bad.
That'd be pretty cool. Awesome. I'd watch the hell out of that.
And it would work so well in an anime too, because you've got all these space powers and stuff that would work really well in animation, rather than being like a live action thing.
Yeah. There's so many stories that could be told in the Destiny universe too. It's so wide open. Even if Bungie ever like decides to like, okay, we're just gonna like let Destiny as a main franchise like rest for a bit. There's so many different projects they could do like with side stories and like other types of games or other types of media, even like the books we had for the Halo series or the movies we had for the Halo series.
I would love a single player Destiny story just from a snippet in time. I sure they don't have time to work on that, but it would be so cool to have it go alongside with Destiny. So maybe it's a story that they don't plan on telling within the main Destiny franchise. Having something like that would be very cool. Maybe they could work with an indie studio or something, and that'd be awesome.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. The stories of the development of the Halo. What were the strategy games for Halo? The real-time strategy games.
Ooh.
Halo Wars.
Halo Wars. Yeah. Apparently, Bungie doesn't play well with others.
Yeah, they were kind of like, we're just good. Let's leave us alone. We'll make all our own games.
Not only are we not going to deal with these people, but we're not going to deal with Halo anymore. And fuck you, Microsoft.
You know what? It is really nice to see, even after Bungie splitting from Microsoft and that whole situation, that they're still very close with everyone at Microsoft. Like they do collaborations all the time, like they did with Game Pass and so
it's not the same Microsoft. Probably it's probably not the same Bungie either.
I know Pete Parsons
but like they left when Don Matrick was still in charge, right?
I don't know. I don't know the history. Yeah.
That was a dark time for Microsoft fanboys.
Right? Yeah.
You can plug TV into it. Years.
But yeah, Pete Parsons and Phil Spencer, they play Destiny all the time together because
Yeah.
Phil, he loves Destiny. Pete, of course, plays Destiny. Most people who work at Bungie do play Destiny.
Mhm.
Yeah, so they clearly get along well. That's nice to see.
That's really cool. It's kind of a weird segue, but maybe we should talk about the whole, like, thank goodness Bungie is no longer a part of Activision Blizzard.
Yeah, it's a good segue because there is a statement that Cosmo puts in here, and there's also a statement from Bungie. So I guess we should explain what happened for people who don't know what happened. California, the state
of California
is suing Blizzard Activision for sexual harassment, sexism, there's racism in there, there's all the bad stuff you could think of.
Yep.
Is in there. So I don't want to go into the full details of the lawsuit of people's cases. I highly recommend finding the article and reading it. I know that Jason Schreier has retweeted some stuff. It's pretty much everywhere. It's trending.
Yeah. It's
all over
a huge
the
topic
world
right now.
Yeah.
It's huge. It's really devastating because there was one story about a woman who ended up killing herself
God.
on a business trip because of the harassment that she had received.
That story is just like heartbreaking, mind-blowing. Just, I can't comprehend how that stuff was going on for so long that it led someone down that path. It's crazy.
Well, this is the thing. It's clear that what is going on at Blizzard. So apparently this is things that happened to Irvine. I've seen now that the case has come out. There's a lot of people on Twitter talking about their personal experiences at Blizzard and why they left, and it seemed like all of this happened at their Irvine campus. And it's clear that this is a systemic issue with Blizzard because if it wasn't, it wouldn't be this widespread. They were saying there's people doing coke in the cubicles and then going to different cubicles and like groping women. Like that's
Jesus
out
Christ.
there on the floor of the workplace. So, and women were saying, we've been bringing this up for years and years and years and years. And HR is like, because HR protects companies, not the people.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not the case that this is one manager who is doing things that people didn't realize and no one knew. This is clearly a systemic issue with people who are in leadership roles.
Yeah, they said it's like a frat boy culture throughout the entire company, right? Mm-hmm. That's basically allowed this type of this type of environment to happen there. It's insane. Yeah?
It's absolutely, to me, reading this kind of stuff, it seems like all the higher ups like this, and the people that they're hiring to come on are probably also people that they think will continue that culture, because each workplace has a culture.
They hired
and when you're
their most
interviewing
toxic
people,
players.
yeah, like, let's go play Overwatch for a little bit. Let's go find some new employees. God,
people like this justify this stuff as fun. We're just having fun here.
Yeah,
like, can't
right.
you take a joke?
They sweep it under, being like, "Oh, we're just horsing around, man."
Yeah.
And that's why it's like, it's not frat boy culture. It's not boys being boys. It's rape culture. It's sexism. It's misogyny. It's illegal. You're doing criminal acts. Yeah. So
I mean, enough to have the state of
awful.
California sue the company, be like, "Hey,"
and do a 2-year investigation.
Yeah. They are like they're bringing out the big guns and saying this needs to stop.
I can't remember exactly what Activision said, but they said something about, see, this is the bureaucrats of California, and that's why everyone's leaving California. And I was like, so your answer to this is that? Are you sure this is the hill you want to die on? You want to move to Texas so you can grope your female employees? That's where you're going with this thing? That's good. That's great.
Not a good look, Bobby.
Yeah, that's insane.
Really, really bad. Really terrible. Yes. So they blamed California bureaucracy for their problems.
For them being shitty people.
yeah, you don't need to treat people like
Yeah.
this. It's awful. And hearing all the stories now that have come out of the women who are like, yeah, my dream job was to work at Blizzard. I got a job there. I was so happy, and I had to leave, and I hated leaving because
Wow.
I wanted to work there so bad, and they had to because they couldn't handle it.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's
It's also,
what's up, bro?
go ahead.
I was gonna say it's very conflicting to want to play anything that's related to Activision or Blizzard. You know, it's like they've got some great games, right? They've got Blizzard or Diablo titles and stuff like that that's coming out. And like every time something like this comes out, it gets it closer and closer towards I kind of just not want to ever play the titles that they release again. And this is like it's close. This is really close to me just wanting to never play another Activision or Blizzard title.
I am 100% never playing a Blizzard title unless they can show me that literally everyone's been fired and it's a completely different company.
Yeah.
Because this is like the people up there making millions of dollars.
You get the
are
CEO
okay
of
with it.
Activision walking away with like $160 million bonus. Meanwhile, they're like laying off a bunch of people saying like, oh, well, you know, cuts. We got to do some cuts, financial cuts, because, you know, it's tough times right now. It's like, bullshit, It's tough time. You took $160 million bonus.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna like
Working there is so toxic that people are committing suicide.
Yeah, that's insane.
See, this is the thing, right? I don't read a story about a woman being harassed so badly and her nudes being passed around at a company party and she commits suicide because of it and go, yeah, I'll play Diablo.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. And I know, of course, there are amazing people that work at these companies, but this issue with Blizzard is clearly a systemic one that is all the way throughout that whole company. It's not one guy, it's not a couple guys, it's a lot of guys.
Mm-hmm.
And for that, there's no way that I can give them money for anything.
Yeah.
That's why it's so dangerous to be like a fan of a corporation, right? It's like,
It is, yeah.
oh, well, this corporation has given me things that I've really liked. So now I'm going to be a fan and I'm going to support them. And like, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You don't know. I mean, I can tell you right now, corporations do not care about you. They only care about you spending money on their stuff so that they can make more money. It's just awful shit. You know, this is just terrible things that terrible people are doing. And I wouldn't be surprised if this just closes Blizzard down completely. Like if the Blizzard name disappears because of this, I wouldn't be surprised because this is that hideous, right? It's like the company that gamers looked up to the most, besides maybe Nintendo, definitely on the PC gaming side.
Blizzard has been like a cornerstone of PC gaming for so long.
Yeah. Yep.
For 30 years at least.
Mm-hmm.
But knowing that this was going on behind the scenes is despicable.
Yeah.
It is. I just don't even have words for how bad it is. And Sparty posted their statement. Their direct statement was, while we find this behavior to be disgraceful and unprofessional, it is unfortunately an example of how they have conducted themselves throughout the course of their investigation. It is this type of irresponsible behavior from unaccountable state bureaucrats that are driving many of the state's best businesses out of California.
Dude.
Seriously. See, this is another thing. Hearing everything that happened and then having that as a response, clearly they don't want to change it and they don't find it that bad.
They're not planning on changing it. They're probably thinking the lawsuit is like, well, they're going to pay a fine and it's going to be several $1 million or something like that for being bad. And they're going to be like, oh, well, and then not change anything. And that's BS. It's like at this point, we really do have to just straight up boycott their titles. You know?
Yeah. Like, the only way that these people are going to listen
that's how they're going to listen.
If their millions go missing.
That's how that CEO who just took $168 million bonus is going to be like, oh, I guess we better change something here. It's like, screw it. It's not worth it.
Well, what you want is the shareholders to say, oh, we no longer have confidence in this management team. We need to change it because they're no longer making money.
How do they?
That's where they actually get hurt is when you hit them in the pocketbook. Yeah. They don't give a shit what we say online. They don't care about how mad you are. The only way to hurt these people is in the pocketbook. That's the only way to do it.
Yep. And all of those people who went through the harassment of these people, I hope they go and work somewhere that deserves that deserves them, and they deserve to be in a place that they are respected and listened to, and don't have to deal with such a toxic environment. It's not healthy. So,
No.
yeah, I have no plans on playing any Blizzard games or
Yeah.
Activision game.
It's really unfortunate. I was excited about the Diablo remaster, and yeah, that's out the window for me because this is like despicable.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's not a thing that you can reform, you know? It really has to be like we're cutting everyone out and building a new Blizzard.
Yeah, I mean, it's systemic throughout their entire like corporation. Their whole
corporation.
structures have been built around this like toxic environment.
I gotta say, I'm not super surprised about Activision. I've seen, you know, people who worked at Activision go to female content creators and try and touch them, grab them without consent at all. So I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's all out there, and I hope that now that the case is out there, that women can feel comfortable talking about their stories and kind of try and heal from it. Because I can't even imagine being in this workplace and you're just being harassed and you're trying to get your work done, and they're saying, you know, oh, you can't promote you because you might have a baby, and making fun of women for picking up their children from daycare. Like, what the hell, man?
It's insane.
Yeah, they had like what was it called? The Crosby Suite, because the guy was known as like a Bill
Good
Cosby
Lord.
kind of guy. Yeah, that's great.
Like he drugs women.
He would get women into his room and do who knows what.
Jesus. Yeah, that's just despicable. But it does make you wonder, like, how far does this go with other companies as well? Because it doesn't sound like it's just Activision Blizzard has been bad, and a few other companies might have a few cases here and there. It seems like it's a cultural thing, you know.
It was just last fall we were hearing the same things about Ubisoft. Remember?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's I think unfortunately it's in male-dominated industries. The culture seems to change a lot slower. And of course, gaming is one of those. And I think look out for companies that do a lot of crunch.
Right.
Because I would not be surprised if companies who do not respect the health of their employees also do not respect the mental health of their employees, or the, respect them, period. So yeah, I would keep an eye on how companies treat their employees, period.
Yeah.
Any company that's like, oh, well, crunch, you just got to make it happen and you do the thing, is probably not treating their employees very well, because they're already not. So does it stop at just crunch, or are they also doing harassment and being homophobic and racist and all sorts of other stuff?
Yeah. It's unfortunate. Sad time in the industry.
It's just awful.
Yeah.
And in the TWAB, Cosmo did put a note here, and then Bungie also put out a statement. So I think we can go ahead and read it, seeing as it's been written here. So they say that yesterday evening, news broke about yet another example of systemic harassment within our industry. We believe the women, POC, and underrepresented communities when they come forward with reports of abuse or harassment. We are committed to doing everything in our power to combat systemic harassment, sexism, abuse, and equality. You know what's crazy? This is what Activision should have said. They should have said, like, we will do everything in our power, but instead they're like, I
can't believe they came out and blamed California bureaucrats for enforcing the law.
Of all the things to blame California for. So much low-hanging fruit to pick from.
It's just unbelievable.
Dear Lord.
Tone deaf do you have to be?
And so Bungie's full statement, which they put out on Twitter, it's not super long. It's pretty short. Bungie is built on empowering our people no matter who they are, where they are from, or how they identify. We have a responsibility to acknowledge, reflect, and do what we can to push back on a persistent culture of harassment, abuse, and inequality that exists in our industry. It's our responsibility to ensure this type of behavior is not tolerated at Bungie at any level, and that we never excuse it or sweep it under the rug. While the accounts in this week's news are difficult to read, we hope they will lead to justice, awareness, and accountability. We have a zero-tolerance policy at Bungie for environments that support this toxic culture, and we are committed to rooting them out to defend those who are at risk. Women, POC, and underrepresented communities have nothing to gain by reliving their trauma. We believe them when they come forward with reports of abuse or harassment. We don't pretend that Bungie is perfect and that no one has experienced harassment while working here, but we will not tolerate it and will confront it head on. And we will continue to do the work every day to be better. Our goal is to continue to improve the experience for everyone working at Bungie and do our part to make the gaming industry as a whole be a more welcoming and inclusive place. So that's what Bungie has to say in it. And Bungie, I think, is one of the companies that really shows that they've put in work to make their employees have a healthier existence working at the company. You know, we had Luke Timmons did that big talk. I think it was at GDC, where they were talking about what they've done to limit crunch or get rid of crunch culture from Bungie. And it was like a really long process of changing management and switching everything around. And yeah, they've I think they've really shown that if anyone hasn't checked that out, I think you can find a write-up of it on the internet.
That was a big shakeup. Remember, we were talking about that on the show for like a month. How probably longer than that. A huge shakeup in Bungie management and the direction and the people who are in charge. And I mean, we've been seeing different people like when they talk directly to us.
Yep.
Yeah, they've really they have made an effort. So I'm I know a lot of people who work at Bungie and everyone's really happy. Of course, like they said, no company is perfect, and I'm sure there have been crappy people at any company. But my God, the systemic issue at Blizzard and Activision is it's another level of things we haven't seen before. Ubisoft was terrible. This is another level on top of that.
Just the stories that are so graphic that came out of this.
Yeah,
it's hard to ignore, right? It's just it's like Tefty said, it's so heartbreaking.
Yeah,
it's extremely heartbreaking because you've given money to those companies. You know, like you feel like obviously you're not responsible, but like you financially put like gains into the people who made that stuff happen. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you should feel bad because you bought Diablo, right? Like you didn't know this was happening when you bought Diablo. I don't think you have a personal responsibility. But going forward, knowing this, now I think that's a little different, right? It's like
the sting
how do I
happens
choose to spend my money now that I know what's going on here. And how they reacted to it.
The sting happens from the realization and then the understanding that like it's time for that part to essentially go away in your life. Like you're not going to be like including those games in your life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's kind of a death, you know what I mean? Type of thing.
It is. It's, gamers, we, as much as we're like, don't put these companies on a pedestal and think of, oh, Blizzard, the golden guy. We have companies that make games that we really, really, really love. And to find out a company that makes games that you love, maybe you love Diablo and you're playing WoW and you play Overwatch, and to find out that company is doing this and that you probably don't want to play their stuff anymore, it's like a breakup.
Yeah. It's like that, losing
it is painful.
That type of, it's loss. It's the feeling of loss,
Yeah. So I guess we'll see what happens from the suing and anytime this stuff happens, it's, individually we don't have the ability to completely change a company, but we can stand up when we see something happening that is wrong. We can make sure that we stand up for people who are being harassed and make sure that they're not totally alone in fighting against it. And if we all do that, we can make a big difference. So please, if you do see anything bad happening, whether it's at a company or in your friend group or wherever, please do stand up against it.
Yeah.
Because this costs people their lives.
It's insane.
Yep. So it's very sad.
We have possibly the most weird set of Twitter questions this week.
This is what happens when there's no Destiny news.
I'd like to change the tone of the podcast.
Be a good
it's about to get
person.
Real
Stand up for the
people.
homies.
Seriously, be a good person. You know what it is to be a good
person. At least just don't go do coke in your cubicle and then go grope a woman. You could at least like do that, you know? Stay in your cubicle, maybe.
I'm gonna say neutral on the coke in the cubicle thing.
Breyer's pro.
Yeah, I agree.
Pro coke in the cubicle.
Coke cubicle.
Just as long as you keep everything in the cubicle.
They called it cube crawls.
That is just disgusting. Good Lord.
Assholes.
You know who's not an asshole? MTL Rocker, who says, not a question, just wanted to say that a few episodes back, the one with Mav, was a real shit show at the end.
I remember that. Breyer talking about Imodium, popping Imodium because he didn't want to poop in public.
That was fun. I love that.
Be like, what do you do when you travel, Breyer? Imodium.
That's a pro. Imodium. That's a pro tip. You're going to thank me later. Shiro says, what are ways we as a community can be more open? I want to see the game continue to grow and thrive, and I'd love to hear some ways we smaller creators can create a welcoming atmosphere for new players. Would love to hear the group's suggestions.
Well, my welcoming atmosphere for when people come in the stream and they're like, I'm new to the game, what do? I go, beats me. I have no idea. They're like, I went to this thing and I got this quest. How do I I don't know. I have no idea. Chat, you got any ideas? It's creating a welcoming environment is probably a thing that you can control pretty well, because you can just say, hey, if you have any questions, I will do my best to answer them. Destiny is a confusing game. There's been one way to get an exotic, and then they've changed it like 8 times, and I don't know where we're at.
The way you got an exotic may not be the current way to get it, so they may be running a quest that you've never run, even though you've got the reward from it.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I'm doing the new light. I need to, you know what? I'm going to play the new light campaign because I have not yet. And I don't know what the hell is in there. So I'm going to try and play it so that I can help a little bit more.
Apparently it's still extremely confusing because the onboarding process is basically like you do the new light campaign, then it's like, here's the directory, go, or the director. And there's a bunch of things you could do. Yeah, have at it, Guardian. Go get that darkness. Yeah.
It'd be a good idea for a content creator to make here's what to do when you get started. Here's the most efficient path for a new light player. I think that'd actually be a really good piece of content. Might not do a ton of views. Maybe it'll do a lot of views. I don't really know, because it'd really just be singling out people who are new to the Destiny community. But that'd be really good. But as a community member, I think there's a bunch of stuff you could do to help new players and new community members. Like maybe your raid team only has 4 players, like a couple of people didn't show up or have stuff going on that night. Maybe get on Reddit or get on like an LFG and look for new players. And instead of posting like you gotta have anarchy, maybe just say, hey, we're looking for a couple of new players who have never been through here. And we'd like to guide you through this experience for the first time. I think that would actually be really welcoming for new raiders or new people coming to the Nightfalls, or heck, even if you're just doing some PvP and you want to fill out like a 6-man team, jump into an LFG and say, hey, we're looking for some new players who want to chill with some friendly people. If you got a friendly group, share that friendly group.
I'd say if you find some new players in the Crucible, you should equip Lord of the Wolves and then just teabag them every time you kill them. Hit him with the Lord of the Wolves.
When I see
drop the bags.
When I see the like level 1, I know it's the battle pass, season pass, level 1, and then they're just like slowly moving and not really like walking properly, and I'm just like, oh no. I don't want to kill this guy. Those are the people. This is a conversation about skill-based matchmaking. Never mind. We don't need to go there.
Doesn't matter. I'm sure if you've been playing, you got Lord of Wolves, you know what to do. Equip it or equip whatever. Bastion, you got Bastion? Equip Bastion. Some sort of gun that potentially could be perceived as broken and unfair. That's what you're going for. Is an unfair advantage, and then you bag them. That's
what
how
you really want to do is keep this person from having any fun with the Destiny experience.
I want to. When people say I'm new, I might start saying, "You want me to do something with you?" Strikes. Because recently, actually, it's interesting. So we had Soldier Boy playing Destiny, which was amazing. And then there were a bunch of VTubers who started playing Destiny for the first time. And I gotta say, it is a little embarrassing every time I see someone start Destiny and they're like, "What do I do?" And I'm like, "Oh no, the game's not explaining anything."
Yeah.
So there are a lot of people that seem to be trying out Destiny, which is very cool.
Yeah.
It seems like one of the biggest issues that people have is, they're doing say they do a strike and it's the first time they've ever done that strike and they're running it with, of course, people who have probably ran it a lot. They're just running through and killing everything. So they don't get to experience the strike. So it might actually even just be kind of nice for you to just say, "Hey, let's go run some strikes together. Let them lead the way. Let them kind of be the one to dictate the pace that you go at to help people enjoy the game a bit more and get used to it instead of just having everything be destroyed instantly."
Thing is, you don't really know if you're just suddenly matchmaking.
Yeah.
And
you don't know.
Plus matchmaking, it's you're not gonna.
We're all just trying to grind.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, "I got to get my strikes in to get this pinnacle," and they're not turning around to see if someone's literally brand new in the game and their first heroic strike just happened.
Yeah.
But it's true. I mean, most people who've been playing are just going to smoke through as fast as possible. And
definitely.
kill everything because you have all these.
But when you've been playing the
weapons.
same strike for literally 3 years,
yeah, you tend to do that, right?
Yeah. Just be welcoming. Offer answers to any questions that they have. Maybe offer a fire team if they so want to.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
Also, I read. I unfortunately, for my mental health, I do read Reddit quite often. And I just recently read a great post about a guy who him and his friends were playing, and there was a young kid in voice chat. And his friends were making fun of the young kid, as people do, squeaker or whatever. But this guy took a little extra time to actually show the kid what loadout he was using and how to progress in the game. And what actually happened was this kid took the time out to send him a very long message. I think it was Xbox chat, might have been PlayStation chat. How he was new to the game. Most people were really mean to him, but it really meant a lot that he took the time out to, show him around a little bit. And I think just having a little patience for, honestly, for kids or for people who obviously don't know the game as much as you do, maybe send them a message with a helpful tip worded in a very kind way.
Yeah. Hey, idiot! Don't shoot the thing. Yeah. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just put a smiley emoji or something. Just to so you're not trying to be a jerk. That stuff could be really well received and really
goes a long way.
Make people stick with a game and hey, well, this community seems really helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
Jeff McDonald says, "What is your favorite Destiny fail that's happened to you? Example, blowing yourself in a bubble, floofing off a cliff, etc."
Oh, I had one recently. I don't know if it's the best one because I'm sure I failed many, many times. Besides the one where I was playing Trials of Osiris in D1 with Holtzman. I'm sure you guys have seen the legendary clip. It's on Twilight Gap. He pops his golden gun. He's going to clutch the round, and then he just jumps off the edge. That was great. That wasn't me, but it was very good. It's definitely up there with one of my favorites. But I did a similar thing. I was playing Trials. I almost did the exact same thing, actually. I was playing Trials just to get 3 wins because, the climate of Trials these days is I want to get 3 wins and I would like to leave. So I went to go get 3 wins for more rolls on the SMG. I was playing a Titan. I never play a Titan ever, and I Supermaned off the edge. And I was like, guys, I'm down on me. Dead.
That's great.
What happened? I don't talk about.
I have a similar story. I was playing with friends in Trials of Osiris. This is in Destiny 1. The whole team was in that room on they were in a room, and I had a Nova Bomb charged up. I'm like, I can win this round super easy by just tossing my Nova Bomb. So I slid into the room, jumped it up in the air, and popped my bubble because I had switched to Titan the game before and totally forgot. And I'm just standing there, and I just announced to my team, I am going to Nova Bomb the shit out of these dorks. in just those words, I can assure you. And to pop that bubble, my team just starts laughing hysterically. The other team obviously walks into my bubble, kills me, kills the rest of my team, or not even controlling their characters. They're too busy making fun of me.
That's great.
That is fantastic.
There's a clip of that one that shows up every once in a while. I'm never excited to see.
I don't know of a specific one. I'm sure it involves a Nova Bomb, Nova bombing the walls, something like that, or getting my one life destroyed by a Praetorian off in the distance and destroying my Sparrow. Good Lord, that was frustrating. But I do remember when we were doing Last Wish, and we almost finished the clock room, and Briar had jumped. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Briar. You were a warlock and having just a bitch of a time floofing around. It was the very end. All you had to do was cleanse the last lock, and we would have like finished. And you jumped, and we're like literally like a meter away from the actual thing. Cleanse the floor.
I thought I had succeeded.
This is looking real good for next season, DCP. This is looking like it's going to be a successful
That was just an amazing moment to witness, because like we were tired. We're like, we just need to get through the next
area for hours.
Yeah, it was like already 15, 16 hours into it or something like that. We're like, oh, we're so close, and now we got to do it again.
Oh, that was heartbreaking. I felt so bad when you let a group of people down like that. Like the highs rating are so high, but man, when you let your raid team down like that in a moment like that, it just feels so bad.
Oh, it was great. I loved it. Vivid memory.
Lost my place here. Danny McMullen says, "What's one thing you think will be in the next season, and one thing that you're hoping will be in the next season?" So one thing you think will be, and one thing you want to be.
I think there will be Hive. Maybe Creamy Hive.
Ooh,
I'm going.
Creamy Hive?
There's going to be some Creamy Hive. What
Oiled
I want.
Up, slick Hive.
It's going to be the bathers are going to invite the Hive over to their bathing spot, and then they're going to get oily together. And there's the
all
witch
oily.
That's a party. I'm going to leave my keys in that basket.
What I hope is in there. I hope there is an update to at least one of the subclasses. Like whether it's like a void update over to the way that stasis is, or a solar. I hope there's one that gets put into the stasis subclass customization thing.
Interesting, yeah. I think we're gonna see Savathun.
Yeah.
You think we will?
I think we're gonna see Savathun next season.
You don't think they're gonna hold it for the big one?
I think they're trying to prep.
Just a little quick. Maybe what if they do a little ankle?
Yeah, we're gonna see Savathun's
ankle. She has a slip dress on. She just slips her leg out, and you're like, "Oh,
that's a lot of ankle there, Missy."
Some worm god crawls out or something like that. Yeah.
What if her ankle's made out of worms?
Ooh.
What if it's like that one pirate lady, but so she was like creepy hot.
She had the barnacles.
Creepy hot. Yeah, barnacles said barnacles is worms.
Yeah.
Small difference.
Exactly. So yeah, Savathun's ankle is going to be in next season. One thing that I hope is going to be next season, better onboarding experience for new players.
That would be nice.
Be nice.
I'd like to see new Crucible game modes, new Crucible maps.
Yeah.
And I don't think they'll be in there.
God, which Witch Queen, please. Just one Crucible map. For the love of God, something. Let us know you're out there. Jesus.
Ain't happening.
Wayne says, times change and people evolve. It's time we learn latter half 2021 answers for favorite drinking snake. Real quick note about this question. We get it every week. I don't put it in here because otherwise we would just answer the same question every week. But it has been a while. Maybe it's time. What do you think? Is it time?
Didn't we do that with
We
Mav?
did it recently with Mav.
Did we do it with Mav?
We just
Yeah.
did it.
Sorry, Wayne.
Listen to the show, Wayne.
Wow. Called out,
Some
Wayne.
Imodium D education from that one.
Thanks for listening.
Z-Play says, I have now become the proud owner of a pair of Crocs. Can I humbly ask the DCP to sound off for the need of a Destiny Croc charm? I need some ghosts, sparrows, weapons, etc. to wear on these. So you want some ghosts? You want some Destiny gibbets? Are they gibbets or giblets? Gibbets. I think they're giblets. I'm gonna Google it real quick.
It's a turkey thing.
Yeah, it's
Part of the
kind
turkey.
turkey thing.
Jibbitz. It's gibbets. They're like little.
Is that really
They're kind of like
called?
little pins that go in the holes of your Crocs to dress them up a little bit. You know, make them fancy. You're going
Can you
to
just-
down Crocs.
Can you just use like a normal pin?
I don't think so because I think these have flat backs on them, so they don't
Flat
like go touch the foot.
Oh, got it. Your pin in your foot. Got it. Okay, yeah.
Maybe what we need to do is get Bungie to offer some in the store
I would buy Destiny
with an
themed
emblem
Crocs, like
with
day
Crocs
one.
on it.
Oh man, they had like Hunter ones, Warlock ones, and Titan
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. Come
Brian's
on,
getting excited.
make it happen. That'd be so good. That'll make me to change my password on the Bungie store.
What
I
if
would
you
buy
had to
a
go
lot
through-
of
what if
pairs,
you
so
had-
I had pairs like in reserve for the future.
What if you had to go through the Eververse to get your Crocs, Briar? Would you?
I'd take one for the team to get some Bungie Crocs. I'm not gonna lie.
Briar's like, I'm dropping $800 on these Crocs.
My
I need 'em
morals
all.
can flex. Logan Gramling says, what up, DCP crew? Do y'all think that adding all armor mods to gunsmith drops would be better than the current system? Even if you keep track of Ada and Banshee's inventory on a daily basis, there are still mods that have yet to be in the rotation since the armor mod vendor update.
I think there should be, take the vendor and then have like a rare section where they're always selling some kind of Warmind mod or some kind of good mod that you want. So it's always rotating something that is useful. Would be nice.
That'd be nice, yeah.
I don't know. Random drops could work. Honestly, I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know either, honestly.
Honestly, I have no idea.
Maybe, yeah, open world drops. It's like the simplest, but I like the idea of a vendor having more rare stuff.
It
Yeah.
seems like one of those things that encourages you to log in every day, and that's what Bungie wants, right? Is they want you to log in every day, even if it's just to check a couple vendors or whatever.
Maybe we need Xur or a Xur-like vendor to show up with really rare mods every week for a limited amount of
What
time.
if Xur has them? He's like, I'm here. I got the rare mods,
Yeah.
Guardian.
Remember when Xur would leave on Sunday?
Yeah, a lot of people still think he does because people are like, he's not here anymore. It's Monday. I'm like,
What are you talking about?
Xur is in the game more often than he's not in the game at this point, which kind of
Yeah.
defeats the purpose of a special vendor.
what's up with Xur? I want to
Yeah.
know more about him.
Yeah, he's there 4 of the days out of 3 of the week, something. You know what I mean?
four of the days out of
That
3 of the
was-
weeks. I don't know.
That was some special math you got going on there.
Cocaine cubicle math.
Oh my gosh. That's
Yosan on board says, what would be everyone's ideal future subclass and or rework of the current light subclasses? Like, for example, bringing back Warlock self-res.
Honestly, I'm really excited to see what Bungie does with Void, obviously hunters mostly, but just what I'm excited to see the identity of these elements more. And I think as they get switched over to the stasis way, we will start seeing more of that identity. Like I love Void. Don't know what it is. Void makes me happy. I see a Void gun and I'm like, ooh, Void gun. I don't know why it makes me happy.
I like purple.
I do like purple.
I think we all like purple, actually.
Purple's nice.
I think purple's nice. Purple's great.
It feels like magic.
So it does. It does. It feels like space magic specifically. So I'm excited to see what they do with the subclass updates.
Same.
I'm real excited.
Curious
Because if
how-
it's Void, woo! Imagine every season you get a new like Void fragment that you get to go unlock. I'll be so excited.
I would be very excited about that.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Stephen Obamacare says, "What's the difference for each of you beating a Soulsborne game just for the sake of difficulty and accomplishment in Destiny 2, like Solar Master GM Nightfalls?" Okay,
Wait,
I'm sorry.
wait,
What's
yeah.
the difference? What's the difference for each of you between beating a Soulsborne game just for the sake of difficulty and accomplishments, or in Destiny 2 soloing Master GM Nightfalls?
Because you make the correlation that they're similar?
Like, what's the
He's
difference?
saying, what's the difference?
What's the difference in
Like, what's the
beating them?
difference? Yeah, what's the difference for you? Like, I don't know. For me, they're very different.
For me, it's a different skill set. You know, it's like with Soulsborne games, there's a type of difficulty in there where if you become technically proficient with the combat, the parry, the system, you know, your build and how you're going to respond to a particular boss, then it's really satisfying to like make those points connect, you know? With achieving like a Grandmaster Nightfall or something like that, it's different because it's like it's skill in aim and resource management, or I mean like ability management, you know? I don't really feel, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they say solo GM or just doing the GM?
Like solo Master GM Nightfalls, that kind of stuff.
Okay. So I think solo with GM's actually interesting. Mylan's been talking about it a lot on his stream because he's really loved doing solo dungeons and all of that. And he was like, well, what's the next step? I guess I'll solo GM's. And he's like, this ain't so much fun. This is not as fun as soloing the dungeons. I think that soloing GMs, they're not meant to be soloed. Like dungeons, there's triumphs for soloing them. So you can do them as a group, but they're also solo, not created solely for solo, but they are created for solo.
You can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But GMs there's not really any part of them that are necessarily created for a positive solo experience. So GMs in general, I don't really enjoy them because it's a lot of like hiding. It's a lot of being very careful. Whereas in Souls games, a lot of the time it feels like I'm just going 1-to-1 with this boss. I'm not hiding in a corner and being like, "Wah!" I'm going 1-to-1. I'm recognizing patterns. I'm nailing the combat, and it's like a give and take. Whereas GMs feels a lot of like, poke my head out, do the thing. Okay, I'm gonna go back in here. So it's like you said. I think it feels more like resource management than combat mastery.
Yeah, combat proficiency versus resource management, and not doing something stupid.
Pretty well.
Not doing something stupid in a Grandmaster Nightfall because you get one shot so easily.
I agree with everything you guys said, but the one thing that turns me off of Souls games, and it's not all of the Souls games, but definitely with Demon Souls, one of my biggest pain points was when I failed, having to then go back to other levels to do resource collection. Like you had to go back and collect
for
like
heals and stuff.
Heals and like, whatever. And that basically was putting me off of the game. Whereas in Destiny, if I fail, I just start again, right? As I immediately just start again. And I think I ultimately like that better because that ends up being what makes me stop playing the Souls games that are like that. I think Bloodborne was a little different because every time you restarted, you started with your vials full. And you could
it's just
run
Demon
over.
Souls that does that, right? Where you have
Yeah.
to actually collect heals. Because I know Dark Souls has the flask. Sekiro had it as well. Bloodborne had it.
Yeah,
That one's
Bloodborne.
fresh in my mind.
Bloodborne, you got to go get vials. You do have to
Was
buy.
Bloodborne, you got to
getting
go get them.
vials?
Yeah, you got to buy vials in Bloodborne, and you got to get leaf.
Oh,
You got to get
wow.
grass in Demon Souls.
Yeah.
But the others, you definitely get a refresh
There's a
of the flask. Yeah, that gets. In fact, so that's one of the reasons to hit the bonfire every time, is to refresh your cestus, whatever it is. Yeah.
So in that way, like that's a difference for me. But I agree with everything that Watson Tefty said earlier about how like Soulsborne is obviously a single player game.
Yeah, it's a crafted. It feels like a very well crafted experience for you being solo, and the difficulty matches that, and everything matches that. Whereas solo GM is it's not really meant for you.
Solo GM is. I don't think solo GM really belongs in this conversation, but solo dungeons, I think, definitely belongs in this conversation. I think that's a really fun experience.
Well, the difference really comes down to use of cover. Like in Souls games, you're not, just like you said, Watts, you're not using cover. You're out there. If you're fighting a boss, you're not running away from the boss and hiding, or you're not finding a place to hide. I'm sure there are exceptions to that where some Souls bosses have that you can cheese, but majority of them, you cannot just outright cheese a boss.
Yeah, you're kind of like you're dodging around the boss. You're parrying.
You're
the
learning
boss,
moves.
You're blocking. You're like standing there head to head with the boss.
Yeah, you're building combat vocabulary with the boss to then use to finally beat it, and you feel really satisfied once you do that. Whereas,
I think you really nailed it with resource management, Tufty. Because like if I'm soloing a dungeon and I'm at a boss and I get really far and then I die, I don't have any ammo. And then it's like, well, now I have to do an ammo run to get some ammo or when luckily now we have flags, but it's more, it does feel more resource management-y.
Yeah, even your primary ammo becomes very scarce when you're like low level and trying to solo something.
It sucks so much when you're down to primary level and it just feels like you're blinking away forever.
Yeah, like you're really hoping that you get drops from each enemy. So it does kind of feel it's like cover management and then resource management.
I still miss heavy ammo and special ammo synth. Like I still miss it. Being able to pop that, especially in
now
solo
you got the rally
play.
flag, man.
Sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. Yeah, true. Let's have both of them, rally flag and that.
Venom Platypus says, the day has come, Destiny is dead, but the podcast must go on. You guys don't have time to change the acronym, so what will DCP stand for?
Dark Souls Community Podcast. It also includes all from Soft Games.
That's not an S, that's a C.
No, Dark Souls is one
Dark
word.
Souls.
The Good Spellers Podcast.
Dark Souls Community Podcast. There you go.
Okay.
Nailed it.
What else? What other games are there? Definitely not the Diablo
Desk
Community
Coke
Podcast.
What was it?
The Desk Coke Podcast.
Yeah. What games
Dark
I played
Eater
begins with a D? I don't know if I play any others with D's. The Dead or Alive Podcast. We talk about the latest boob physics and technology.
True. Yeah, those do need to be discussed.
I only play the beach volleyball. Really,
we could become Dota players. It's true.
I don't want to do that to myself. Dark Eater says, hi there, DCP crew. I've been a watcher for some time now, and I really enjoy every single episode. My question is, how did the Destiny community come about? When did it start, and what was the reasoning behind starting this show?
Well,
Hope actually came up with a lot of the good ideas about this show, right? Is when we were formulating this show, what it was going to be. Like he really pioneered having a guest on every episode. I think he pioneered the Twitter question segment.
Well, he got Ash in. He was the one talking with Ash
he got Ash
want to do art every episode. Which things have changed a little bit now. I mean, we've formatted the show a little bit different as of recent, but like that was the genesis of it. Is Pope had an idea because he was already a pretty seasoned podcaster at that point too.
That's right. He had been doing the Dads of Destiny podcast. Was it called Dads of Destiny?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Then
Yeah.
Then he joined us at Planet Destiny.
Planet
and then
Destiny,
we all started the DCP.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's when we
Dota
were
community podcast.
when we were making when we were thinking about making, separating from Planet Destiny, Pope did come up with the idea of like, what if we have a show that's just about the Destiny community? It's not just us talking, but it's like community involved, and that's kind of where a lot of things come from.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mamba Forever says, what is your favorite thing to hear Briar say, and why is it fuck Activision? I just put it in here because it allows me to say fuck Activision. Right?
I like
good.
that. I
I
like
think
that.
so. I like it when you say that, Briar.
That is nice.
It's nice.
Cleano says, have any of y'all given Splitgate a try recently? As a member of the Church of Very Limited Frames on Xbox One, I just got my hands on it and I'm obsessed. I'd love to hear your opinions about it.
So interestingly, I haven't played it, but interestingly, I was doing a meet and greet at PAX, and one of the developers came and talked to me, and this was when it was called Wormhole. It used to be called Wormhole.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah, it used to be
yeah.
called Wormhole, and they were like, "Hey, we're making this game. I think you might dig it. It's a arena, shooter. It's called Wormhole. Check it out." And so they've come a long way. Like Splitgate has been up there in the Steam charts and everything of people playing. I haven't played it yet.
It's good,
but I'm down to give it a try. Absolutely.
It's like a combination between Halo multiplayer and Portal. So you have a portal gun that can be used on certain walls inside a Halo multiplayer level, like essentially.
Yeah,
and
that's the perfect way to describe it.
Bends your mind. Actually, Patrick turned me onto this a while back. I can't remember if he had codes, and he gave me a code.
Maybe.
But I checked it out, and it was fun. It was hard, though. People were really good right at the get-go.
Nice.
It was fun, though.
I haven't checked it out. Yeah, I've heard about it, and I see a lot of people talking about it recently, which is cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited for them.
Mm-hmm.
Lord Beerus says, okay, this is multiple questions. So I'm just going to start. Favorite music? I can never pick.
I was just saying,
it depends on my mood.
I was just saying I miss being able to play Tribe Called Quest Radio when I was playing PvP more regularly.
Well, now you
Destiny.
can, Tefty, with the OBS update.
It's still questionable. You could get hit offline.
Listen, until live takedowns start being a thing, you'll be all right.
They could at any point. They suddenly decide to be like, let's get more aggressive about this.
Started doing it.
Yeah.
It started a little bit. But...
I feel like that genre of music too is the most likely to get nailed. Like they seem the most litigious.
90s hip hop?
Yeah.
Just those record labels?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got like the metal and like just those labels are definitely out of touch.
I've been on a Dolly Parton kick for like 6 months.
She's a great
Briar's
songwriter.
out there in his Crocs and his Daisy Dukes. Listen to some Dolly Parton. Washing his car.
I heard that she wrote.
That will be on the Patreon later.
Aside from the Daisy Dukes, that is accurate.
I heard she wrote Jolene and I Will Always Love You in the same day.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Those are two bangers.
Unbelievable.
Dolly Parton is
so
great.
prolific. Yeah, she's so prolific.
And she's extremely business savvy.
Yeah, not only has like all the music that she's made, like she's got so many hits there, but she's also written a ton of hits that you didn't know that she wrote for other bands and other singers.
Yeah.
But she's also like just a fucking quality ass person, like setting up libraries for kids and like
she seems really nice.
Yeah, she's just like a golden person. And it's been fun to learn about her. It started off, I was watching a documentary on Netflix or Amazon or something about Linda Ronstadt, and she was in that. So I started checking out some of her music because I'd never listened to Dolly Parton in my life.
Working
and it was
fun.
Yeah, that music. That song's bang.
Her songs are really good. She's really good.
Yeah.
She's very, very good.
Yeah. I mean, if you just look up the iTunes, you know how they have like those iTunes like essentials for artists. It's illuminating to look at hers.
You know, seeing as we're talking As we're talking about
Covered
artists,
in aluminum.
there's an artist that I listen to. Because of course with the DMCA stuff, I was looking for what music can I play. I want to listen to music that I really, really like that is not DMCA. And a lot of the DMCA free playlists tend to be lo-fi, which sometimes I'm feeling lo-fi, but other times I don't want to listen to lo-fi. So I was
Too
looking
chill.
for artists. I don't want to chill. I want to be mean and angry. And I found an artist called Takayan. It's Takayyan. And he's an independent Japanese rapper. And he makes a new song like every week.
Nice.
And they are all bangers.
Awesome.
So that's who you'll probably find me listening to the most, because his songs are just great. And he's always something new coming out.
Don't forget our awesome karaoke every year when we do the St. Jude streams. We always do a karaoke song.
We deliver the best.
We do.
And, frankly, if you just pick those out, make a playlist out of them, I think you'd be doing pretty well.
Yeah, Dolly's going to be calling us.
Definitely, they won't be copywritten. That's for sure.
Yeah, no copyright.
Don't need to worry about copyright.
Oh, that was only the first one. Favorite food?
Oh, wow. As of right now, I'm going to go with sushi. I'm on a bit of a sushi kick. Like I was thinking, I was like, I
You're
can
a
have
little
sushi
worried
all the
about
time.
mercury content. You get over
Yes. No, I'm still worried about mercury content. I'm still like buffering it, taking my time. But if I was stuck and could only have sushi, I'd miss the fiber. I'd have to figure out some fiber additional type of stuff, but I'd enjoy the
Sushi's
sushi.
great. It can be so many different things.
Yeah.
Sushi. So you can kind of never really run out of different tastes with sushi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I really like it for lunch because it's like a light enough food, but it's also filling. Like it doesn't make you logy after lunch.
Yeah.
It's true.
Plus you can have sake with it. Delicious.
Get a sake. What do they call it? A boat? What's the thing when you have multiple? A float.
Oh yeah.
A flying
The sushi boat.
The sushi boat.
The sushi.
Hell yeah.
Have you ever had an actual boat of sushi?
Yeah.
Like in an actual boat.
Yeah, big wooden boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun.
Makes
Yeah,
me
the big
feel
boat.
fancy.
Yeah.
It is.
It does. And it's
Good
fun to
time.
share it, like if you got a bunch of people there.
I ain't
you're all
sharing.
picking it.
That's all mine. What are you talking about?
Damn.
I ain't feeling light after this meal. I'm rolling away.
My favorite food, embarrassingly, is pizza. I could just eat pizza kind of nonstop. Like I have to physically not eat pizza every meal. I could just eat it all the time. I could. I don't even have to have good pizza. I could have bad pizza and still love
Even
it.
bad pizza. Wow.
Yeah, even store bought frozen pizza. I love it.
To be fair,
Tombstone.
store-bought frozen pizzas are pretty good.
I mean, they've gotten a lot better.
DiGiorno.
Yeah. DiGiorno.
With the cheese and the
Stuffed crust?
How did they do it?
The stuffed crust is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hotel or motel?
Holiday Inn.
Holiday.
Get it? That's the song. Motel, hotel, Holiday Inn.
I actually just learned what the difference is between a hotel and motel.
One has
Motel.
lots of murder and one has less murder. Is that the difference?
Which one is which?
How much do you rate in murder?
Have you been to a motel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The motel.
I've never been murdered.
One of them, I went to. I didn't stay in it. I think I was just meeting someone there because it was the closest thing of oh yeah, meet at the motel because there's nothing else landmarky near here. And I looked in one of the rooms and there was a mattress on the wall next to a bookcase. There was some red-looking substance on the floor, and I was like, "Can we go? I don't want to be here. I feel very uncomfortable."
That doesn't
Good
sound
Lord.
good.
Murder motels. Murder
Motels, generally, I believe the difference between a hotel and motel is a motel, your door opens to the outside, to your parking lot.
Yes.
They're generally meant for people who are traveling by car. So you can just pull your car right up to your room, unload your stuff, load it back up, and get going.
Exactly. It's
Whereas
called.
a hotel,
It was.
your door is in a hallway inside the room.
Yeah, they called
Where
them.
all
They called
the
them.
dead people and the drug dealers and the gang mobsters.
They called them motor
Or they just
hotels,
pills.
and then
Did you just
combined
call
it.
me a boomer in chat? What?
To be fair, it's not a recent
To be
song.
fair.
So I have to be a boomer in order to know the song.
Oh, this is a song you're referencing?
Yeah. The Motel Hotel Holiday Inn. Say what?
Sounds vaguely familiar.
Chicken or pork? Oh, also my answer is motel.
I'm gonna go with hotel, and again, so yeah, it originally started as motor hotel, and then they combined it to motel. And you're right, if it opens out to your parking spot, that was the convenience, and it ended up ushering in a new age and kind of cutting into those hotels before. But I would go with a hotel if it was a legit hotel that was like, nice.
I'm going to choose 5-star hotel. Thank you.
Yeah,
Those are nice.
I want to pull up. I want to pull up, get valeted, bring my stuff in, have someone be all like, "Welcome to the place. We're so happy to have you here." Yeah, cool.
I just have a lot of fond memories of going to motels when I was a kid with my mother. We'd take trips and we'd always stay in motels. I don't know. I just have fond memories. I've not stayed in a motel in my adult life, but I remember them fondly from when I was a kid.
Nice.
Chicken or pork?
Tofu.
Pizza.
That's not on the list.
I think I was going to say something about motels. I don't know. I don't trust them. They're sketchy.
Actually, new item. Briar ribs.
Oh.
That's what
Briar
No,
ribs.
that's not on
Is
the
that
list.
pork?
That is
Technically pork, I think.
highly
Because
offensive.
humans taste
Humans
like
are
pork.
kind of
State
like
of
pork.
California will be calling.
These
California
goddamn
ain't doing me.
bureaucrats getting all up in my business about eating briar rabbit.
Imagine. Briar's dead. Oh, this is why I'm moving to Texas. You
Infringing on my ability to be a bad person.
I'll go chicken. Suicidal's got more questions, more speed round questions.
Okay.
Fruity Pebbles or Cocoa Pebbles?
Cocoa Pebbles.
I don't think they're gluten free, so it's a.
I think I gotta go Fruity Pebbles. Waffles or pancakes?
Ooh.
Japanese pancakes.
I mean, I
It's
can
still a
get
pancake.
either of those gluten free. They're both good. Both. I like that. I'm stacking them. Sandwich, waffle sandwich with some pancakes in the middle.
Waffles are so much superior to pancakes. It's surprising to
Not.
me. They shouldn't even be in the same
I
sentence.
felt the same.
The-
I felt the same until I went to Japan.
The maple syrup absorbing capability of a waffle, it's got a little cup specifically for your maple syrup.
Not syrup cups.
Let's say
It's
you go.
crunchier. It's got more texture. It's just more fun.
What if you
There's
have?
no pancake house. It's called Waffle House because there's waffles there.
What if you have homemade pancakes and someone says, "I don't want no pancakes. Give me waffles," and they make you like Lego my Eggo waffles instead? Then what are you picking?
That's not an equal.
They're
quality of
waffles.
waffle to pancake.
They're waffles.
I'm saying the same quality of waffle to pancake. The waffle's gonna be far superior. Everybody knows that. Anybody with a brain, anybody. Maybe you got some dummies walking around. They're like, pancakes are the superior breakfast food. Those people are not to be trusted.
I have to say pancakes, Briar.
See? Look at what else Watts wants to
What
eat.
about IHOP? People in chat are clearly saying IHOP exists. International House of
IHOP.
Pancakes.
International.
International.
If you drive a truck with truck nuts on it, then you belong in an IHOP and you should be happy with your decisions.
I'm
saying
I feel like the
waffles
Waffle
are the
House is going to be the
superior
same people showing up.
Sir,
Same people.
you need to watch yourself.
You know what,
Same
Briar?
clientele.
We need to take a DCP trip to Japan, and we need to have Briar eat the Japanese pancakes. You are gonna die and go to heaven potentially.
I
Oh,
have
man.
stopped believing your food choices since you fed me a flake and I almost died of desiccant poisoning.
By the way, I think if you prepare either the pancakes or the waffles to the same high degree, you're going to get quality either way, and it's not going to be as big of a difference as you think it is, Briar. I'm sorry.
The waffle is going to be superior because it's just a superior method of eating all the deliciousness that can come with a waffle. Also, the fruit doesn't slide off the sides. Everything. The pancake is a mound. The waffle is flat and built for friction. It's
The
just
pancakes can be flat.
Briar, I'm going to interrupt you to say what Cal said in chat because it's making me laugh. You turn Briar's camera off and he turns into a waffle snob. He's feeling brave. Now you guys can't see his face.
I forgot my camera's off. Awesomeness says, do you say caramel or caramel?
Caramel.
I say caramel.
It's just more fun to say it that way.
Yeah.
Americans are the ones that say caramel.
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 We got 2 Americans on the podcast. They all say caramel.
Yeah, I say caramel.
Wow, so what are
Caramel?
you doing tonight? You are just making one bad decision after another.
Well, I guess I get better eat some bread.
Are you on the
Those
drugs,
decisions better.
Watts?
No, I wish I was. We should have a DCP does drugs podcast.
Oh, the drug cast. Get some
That's what the new
sponsorships.
DCP is, the drugs community podcast.
Yeah.
All right.
We invite
sold.
people on and we do drugs and then we talk do Twitter questions.
I'll get my buddy who owns the blunt company. He'll show up.
We can sponsor it.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, DCP
El
branded
Bluntos.
blunts.
Yeah, I'll get him to
Blunt.
make a DCP branded El Bluntos, El Bluntitos, or whatever.
The name is amazing.
Albert Einstein's. It's a pretty great company name.
Great.
Duo Shade says, "Dear DCP crew, more rapid fire questions. Fruit Loops or Corn Pops?" I gotta go Corn Pops. I think.
Pass. It's just gluten.
Corn. I like corn pops.
I think corn pops are gluten. Pretty sure they mix them.
Tan in a booth or by spray?
If you're gonna pick either, you go spray to avoid, the cancer.
The bad
Cancer
stuff.
sucks.
It's not great.
Yeah, if I'm gonna have to, let's say you've been contracted to get tanned for something.
You're doing a bodybuilding tournament.
Yeah, you've been
Definitely getting sprayed.
contracted to be in a
Running for
bodybuilding
president.
tournament. Going for threat level orange. Yeah, spray definitely.
I was in a tanning booth one time, and I'll never go back. My father brought me when I was a kid. I was a teenager, probably 12 or 13 years old, and he was going. So he's just like, "Why don't you go too?" So he put me in there, and I went in, and I made the mistake.
Did you have
of
Crocs
putting
on?
My hands. No, the Crocs had not been invented yet. I'm that old. I put my hands behind my head, so my armpits were exposed, and then I fell asleep in there.
Ooh.
And apparently there was a timer that was ringing, but I didn't hear it, so I stayed in there for too long as well. And my armpits got so sunburnt that I was in vicious pain for a number of days.
Jesus.
So I'll never go
Yikes.
back to
Yeah,
that.
you can't put your arms down.
Well, I didn't know that they were
I've never
so
been
dangerous.
in one, but they seem scary. You're enclosed in this very small thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was pleasant enough being in
I
there.
have seen what's the movie with all the bad things that happen to people?
Every horror film?
Jason Takes Manhattan?
No, where
Sharknado?
they're in the sun tanning booth. And then it gets stuck and then they burn alive. Final Destination. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Oh,
You
that's
guys
like
seen
how
that?
they die? No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't want to. I'm not going in there.
Cooked by
Megadeth or
Okay.
Metallica?
Depends on the songs, right?
I think Metallica just has more
Overall,
songs that I like.
yeah, there's more stuff with
That entire Black
Metallica.
album is basically a piece of art.
I'll go
So-
Metallica. I think.
Unbelievable album.
Yeah.
Dentist or DMV?
dentist or DMV. Huh.
Unlikely to get anything drilled at the DMV, even though sometimes it feels like it.
I feel like I'm gonna be longer at the DMV. I feel like
Yeah.
if I'm going to the dentist, I'm going for my appointment and then I'm leaving.
Mm-hmm.
And dentist could just be a regular checkup. It's just like, oh hey, let's clean your teeth a little bit. Get out of here, champ.
Hey
DMV,
there,
I'm there
sport.
all day. That's how I assume all dentists are. Hey, sport, take a seat in the chair.
Yeah, there, you
Look
did
at the-
good, champ.
Free
All right.
toothbrush.
Look at the pictures on the ceiling.
Yeah, they got some sort of thing of a big old tooth and be like, whoa, check out the tooth.
They also have laughing gas at the dentist. That's
fun.
I mean, it's called laughing gas.
Yeah, if you don't have to get anything drilled, I'd go with the dentist.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
DMV, I'm going to be there
you
all
have to get
day.
things drilled.
Everyone's sad, maybe a bit
Now, though,
smelly.
you don't even have to go to the DMV in Connecticut. You can do everything by mail or on the internet. I got my license.
Yeah, we can do everything
renewed
online.
on the internet. It was amazing. I didn't have to go
It
to
is
the
amazing.
DMV.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
Also, they have appointments now. You make an appointment at the DMV, and they only allow people who have appointments, and like you're in and out of there. It's actually pretty. COVID has improved some things.
Oh, it
And the
has.
DMV in Connecticut is one of those things. Like being able to make
Immensely.
an appointment is actually pretty dope for the DMV.
Yeah, actually, when we went over to the Bay Area, I was getting ready to give some change to the bridge toll, and it was like, you either have the pass or it's invoiced. Don't stop. You
Yeah.
just go. And I was like, this is amazing.
That's dope.
Why
Yeah,
didn't they do
that's
this
great.
before? In fact, I remember before, if
Yeah.
you did do that, you got fined something. And then they're like, let's just get rid of the fine and just charge a normal price directly to your license plate. Much better.
See, here we have a pass, so I can use tolls and go in the express lane. So you just pay, you top up your thing, you put your card,
Multi-pass.
you just freaking go there, just go.
Right. So
Don't
they'd
to
have
stay in traffic with the plebs,
they'd have the pass before, but then you'd have
but
to
you
like,
get fined.
yeah, you'd get fined if you ran through the toll, bridge toll.
Terrible.
Read the directions or try it on your own.
Ooh, depends on how expensive it is.
That's a good point.
I think I'm gonna read
Also-
the instructions.
It depends. Like if I'm doing like IKEA furniture, I'm definitely reading those instructions because there's no way I'm figuring this out by myself. That is like too complicated.
True.
But I've been putting together. I got this Brook fighting board, so I'm putting together like my own fighting stick and I'm wiring it myself.
Nice.
Wow.
And I've been figuring some of that stuff out. I mean, most of this stuff is just labeled, so you just got to stick the wire where it needs to go.
Yeah.
But I mean, the instructions are readily available. To be or not to be?
To be.
Oh, it's to be. To be.
To be. Definitely.
Yeah. To be.
The Mohican says, "What non-MCU character do you think could wield Mjolnir?"
Mjolnir.
Is that how you say that?
Mjolnir.
Did I say that right?
Eric's.
Oh yeah,
Eric's
man,
definitely
totally.
good, yeah. That's his.
Ryan Dubai says, "Hi DCP crew. Have you ever had haggis? And if so, do you like it?"
Haggis? I don't know what that is.
It's a Scottish. It's kind of like a sausage. It's filled with all sorts of lips and assholes, kind of thing.
Oh, it's a hot dog?
It's one of those foods.
Yeah, well, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's one of those foods that I think it was created because people were really poor back in the day, and now people still eat it, thinking it's like a delicacy and like a throwback, but actually it's just really shitty food.
I think I've only had it when I was really young, and I do not remember much about it. It's food stuffed in sheep's tummies.
Yeah,
Sheep.
so like hot
guts.
dogs, except with sheep.
Yeah. It's not a lot different about hot dogs here.
Yeah. Hot dog, that's what you're eating when you eat a hot dog, guys.
I don't know if people realize what a hot dog is. Be like, a hot dog's a hot dog, man. What are you talking about?
It's only the good hot dogs you actually get the intestine. Like the really shitty hot dogs, they're encased in gelatin,
Yeah.
which is horse hooves and not any better. Muttbeard says, "It's my birthday today, and I forgive you all for forgetting. What do you have nearby that would make a good emergency birthday present?"
Do you want this helmet?
Ooh, that'd be a nice birthday present.
You guys have
People
a
can't
bunch of
see
good
it.
stuff. You like PS5.
Oh,
over
yeah,
there
yeah.
with Tefty. You
Mose. Give Mose.
Briar's got some misters you can diddle with.
Yeah, what about that mister?
How about a fresh copy of GoldenEye? Oh, you can't
Ooh.
see the camera. Damn it.
That's
Yeah.
probably expensive, right?
No. Not very expensive. I didn't spend a lot of your gift, but it's awesome.
Especially if I've forgotten your birthday. I might pull out the stops to make you forgive me.
The N64. If I gave you the N64, that's worth like $400 because it's modded.
Damn. Plus you got those SCART cables.
Gotta have the SCART cables.
Good lord. That's like, what, $1,000? All your SCART cables that you purchased?
I did spend a lot of money on SCART cables. Blandy McBlanderson says, according to I feel like Blandy McBlanderson is now making a habit to blow my mind on a weekly basis.
Oh boy, here we go.
According
all
to
true?
U.S. FDA regulations, the maximum number of maggots that are allowed in a tin of mushrooms is 20.
A tin
Are you
of
comforted?
mushrooms?
Yeah. Are you comforted that there can't be more, or disturbed that there are any at all?
I did not know there were maggots in tins of
Tin?
Wait,
What is a tin? Is that a can?
like a can?
I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a.
You can legally have 20 maggots in a can of mushrooms?
20. Yes. That, according to Blandy.
If I see one maggot, I'm throwing that thing out.
Yeah,
Same.
I'm going to say I'm probably actually never going to get canned mushrooms ever again. Full stop.
Yeah.
It's going to be fresh mushrooms from here on out.
This
I
reminds
don't
me
think
about
I've ever
how
seen a can of mushrooms though either.
I'm gonna
I've seen
Google
canned
it.
mushrooms.
canned
soup.
mushroom, yeah. This reminds me how there's like a cockroach particulate allowance in chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Like you can have up to a certain amount of cockroach particulate in your chocolate mixture when you sell candy bars.
Chocolate crunches, you just hit the jackpot.
Yikes.
There's whole canned mushrooms. Yeah. Don't buy canned mushrooms, I guess. Jesus.
Got it.
I did
Thanks
not
for
know
that,
that.
Blandy.
Yeah, I did not know that, and now I know not to.
I typically buy
go buy
fresh.
some mushrooms.
Yeah, I usually
I've
buy
never
fresh
had-
mushrooms.
Same.
I wonder how many other foods though have like a maggot allowance. They're like it's maggots.
I'd be interested to know other foods that have an allowance of something gross in it.
I
like
think
the
there's a lot
chocolate and
of
the
them,
cockroaches.
honestly. Yeah. I think there's like rat hair and all sorts of nasty stuff.
I mean, it's been cooked, pasteurized.
Well,
so
guess I'm
the
just gonna
disease is
make my
gone.
own garden. I'm gonna grow my own food, and I'm gonna cook
Your own
my
cacao
food.
beans.
Yeah, we do it all.
Mash up your own chocolate bars.
Dreadnought says, I bought cocoa beans and it's not the same thing at all. That's whoops. Anyway, Dreadnought says, your significant other wakes up in the middle of the night and yells, "Oh my God, it's happening again." What are they most likely talking about?
They're probably doing it because I am talking in my sleep again. That's probably what's
What
happening.
are you talking about in your sleep?
Last time I talked about a red dragon.
Interesting.
Don't know what that means, but there was
is great.
lasers and a red dragon.
Lasers too? Laser red dragon? Wow.
And when Tomo he asks me like what when he starts talking to me, I start slowly waking up. So part of me, the sleeping me, is trying to explain, the dragon, the dragon was lasers. But as I'm explaining it, I'm slowly waking up, and then I realize that I have no idea what I'm talking about. But I'm still so tired, so I'm like, never mind. I don't know. I just give up. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, yeah, the dragon. I don't know. Bye.
This happens to me. Like Memes is trying to keep track of what I'm saying. Cause like I usually fall asleep before her. And this just recently, a couple days ago, I woke up apparently, or I sat straight up. All right. I was sleeping and just sat straight up. And then my arms went out like this. And I started doing this like paddle motion.
Like a dolphin dive?
Some sort of paddle thing. And then I laid back down and Memes was like, what's going on? What are you doing?
Hey, what's going on there?
And then I guess
respond?
I guess I said that I was helping your game. I'm helping in the game. And she was like, "What game? What are you talking about?" And I was like, "The game." And then I was like, "Huh?"
Yeah, do you get to the point where you feel like you're waking up and you realize what you've been saying and you're like, God
Yes.
damn, that makes no sense.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, I vaguely remembered. Actually, I guess it was something else, but I know like I was so convinced that I was like, no, I'm not sleep talking. This is the thing that's happening, and it's like, oh, this ain't happening. Oh my god.
And then you feel embarrassed because you've just been sitting there trying to explain.
Like, how do I even explain this?
I have a thing where when I'm sleeping and I hear like Tomo get into bed or he's moving around, and I trying to convince him I'm not asleep. I don't know what I have in my body that's like I feel bad for sleeping, and I'm like, I'm not asleep. I'm not asleep, but I'm sleep talking, telling him that I'm not asleep. Say it's not very believable.
Totally not sleeping right now.
Are you gonna remember this when you wake up? Yeah. I'm not sleeping. Not sleeping. Not sleeping.
Sleep guilt.
My wife has a remarkable ability to remember her dreams in great detail.
Oh, nice.
Like it's kind of stunning, like how she could go through an entire sequence of dreams. And you know how dreams work; they like don't make sense, like kind of like scene to scene.
Yeah.
But she can remember it all, and then she can tell you about it every morning over coffee, whether you want to hear it or not.
Wow, that's cool. Want to hear it or not? Yes.
Yeah, it's very don't recommend trying to explain that you are indeed awake to someone who really doesn't care if you're sleeping or not. They don't care. No one cares if you're sleeping.
Connellberg says, we all know Briar is probably delicious, but what would you have as a side dish to pair with him? Connellberg, I have blocked you on Twitter. You are no longer allowed to ask questions to DCP.
Can of mushrooms.
I've reported you.
Perfect.
I'm just kidding, Connellberg.
This bar is delicious. Oh, I want beer batted onion rings to go with beer batted bar. That just sounds like it goes well together.
Too much fried food all at once. You gotta have like
since this is a fictional world, I can totally eat that because I won't be gluten free in this fictional world that I'm eating Briar. So yeah, absolutely.
Fictional.
Let's have some fictional. So let's have some onion rings. Delicious.
Onion rings are good.
I do love onion rings.
Hugo Runes 70. Okay, I got a question for you guys. When you go to a restaurant that has, like, let's say burgers or sandwiches, and the options are French fries, potato chips, let's say some kind of spicy fry, like a curly fry or something, and onion rings, what do you guys go with? What's your go-to in that situation?
I honestly change it pretty often. Because sometimes I'm in the mood for onion rings. But onion rings, I think, tend to fill me up more than fries. They tend to be more like so I kind of change. I can't change it all the time. I do love sweet potato fries. The sweet potato fry option. I do tend to lean towards that.
Yeah, if there's a seasoned fry, I'm usually going to opt for the seasoned fry, which could be like a curly fry or a
Cajun
waffle.
Fry.
Yeah, so long as it is, again, gluten free. They're not like contaminating it. Otherwise, I just have to go with the regular plain old fry.
I'll go coleslaw if they have it almost every time. Love a good coleslaw.
Not feeling that at all.
That might prevent us from eating Briar if he's over there picking coleslaw.
Burger and a coleslaw?
Yeah. I don't like fries that much. Like, I'm not a fry person.
How dare you?
I don't know.
We did
all this hate on the pancakes, and now you're not even eating fries? Do you just
Clearly,
not like those
we can't
carbs?
trust Briar's decisions.
Yeah.
You know what happened is I took a 2-week trip to London and Ireland, and it was literally like French fries with every meal. Like every meal. I was like, that was a long time ago, and I just have not. Yeah, French fries have just not done anything. We went to a goddamn Italian restaurant in London and it had fucking French fries.
That's amazing.
What the fuck? Cobalt says, if you were a knockoff value brand Dr. Pepper clone, what would your drink be called?
Mr.
Examples include Dr. Spice and Mr. Dynamite.
The Nova Bomb.
Dr. Nova Bomb?
Dr. Nova Bomb.
We have a
This is
soda stream,
hard.
you know, one of those make your own soda things at home. And we have Dr. Pete's, which is the Dr. Pepper taste alike.
Taste alike.
Yeah, that my kids really like Dr. Pepper and Mountain Dew.
I don't know. Something with doctor for sure. Definitely doctor.
How about Resident Nurse Prune Juice? Is that what Dr. Pepper is made out of? Is prune juice?
Doctor Steamed Dick.
Is it steamed dick?
That is gonna sell a lot.
Prune juice. It's made out of prune juice? I thought it's like
I
a
think
licorice or something. Well, I guess root beer is licorice.
Chat actually came up with some good ones.
Yeah.
Saying, chat's doing great. We're doing very
Dr.
bad.
D's nuts. Tyler Bacon says, we all know Tefty is a narc. That's true. So what has he snitched on all of you to Bungie?
Yeah. Do tell.
Bungie's not like the police.
In this scenario, they are. What is it? What is it, Brian?
I don't know. You're so secretive all the time.
Would you get caught?
I mean, Pope did get a couple of phone calls.
Is that because of Tefty?
No, I think that was me and you, Watts.
I mean, I guess I never clean out my postmaster
Yeah.
or my
Neither does
engrams.
Tefty.
Yeah. Hello, Bungie. Is this Bungo?
Floofing while intoxicated.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to be intoxicated to flu for 9 months.
9 months not sober, playing as a warlock.
Yeah, like Watts seems a little different since you played Warlock.
Seem medicated.
Youngest Hero 92 says, if you could grind Crota up into a drink, what would he taste like?
Oh.
He would taste like Baja Blast.
That and depression.
I feel like it would be.
Or is that what
musty.
Baja Blast tastes
Baja
like?
breast?
Baja Blast is delicious.
Breast.
Baja Breast.
Go into Taco Bell and got some Baja breast. It's where they put Baja
know that it was available at
blast
the
on
drive-thru.
chicken.
Yeah, that sounds great.
I think Crota would be very musty. You know, like mildew, mold.
I think you
Ooh,
taste a tonic.
Like a smoothie made out of kale that's just too damn old.
Ooh. Ugh.
You know the kale smoothies that have fruit in it, but it's just like little too much kale, where
Yeah.
it kind of just kills the
It's too
pleasure
green.
of fruit. It's too
Yeah.
green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bitter green.
Old
bitter
kale with not enough fruit.
Kale is very sharp, like tasting too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elusive Pineapple says, if you were a serial killer, what would your modus operandi be?
I want it to be something cool.
I'm certainly not going to tell you on a podcast. That's something you keep in the back pocket in case you need it, you know?
This is something I don't tell Briar, because I'm sure if Briar's about to be taken down by a murderer, he's going to find a way to make it seem like it was me.
I'm assuming that Watts has an answer ready to go because this is obviously something she thinks about a lot.
I haven't thought about my MO, actually. I want to be something cool, you know, people that leave like a playing card or some kind of cryptic message. Or... Maybe I could leave like, you know, the mouse pads that have like the boobs or the butts. Maybe I'll leave
Oh,
those.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice. Leave their head resting between two anime boobies.
Yes, that's it. That's the one.
Nice. I think I would leave a untouched box of Nachos Belgrande and a Baja Blast on the victim.
The Baja Blast Killer.
Oh, we got another Baja Blast, boss.
Well, if the killer didn't get him, the Taco Bell would have. Drag says, which is more intimidating, Briar's Mister or Tefty's Steam Dick?
Wow. What if maybe we could play together with some sort of technology? So we're like combined, so we're doubly more intense. Double the threat.
I gotta say, anytime Briar talks about his mister, it does make me laugh.
Same.
Because he says my mister, I was playing my mister.
Yeah.
Just like you say, I was playing my Xbox, like playing. So it just writes itself. It's so good.
Last question of the night. Your names are the answer. Oh, this is Cell CSX. Your names are the answer. What are the questions?
Names are the answer. What are the questions?
For Tefty, it's who's the baddest cop in all the town?
I think it would be hey, going back
Briar.
to
What?
Yeah, people saying who's on what's on the Barbie? Briar.
Who left their mister out? Briar.
Who got the mister all dirty? Fran.
It was so fun to see Fran last night.
That was great.
That's it. Once again, we have answered all of the relevant questions.
Fantastic.
In the Destiny
We
universe.
solved it all. We've done the traveler's work tonight.
The traveler's work, yes.
Interesting enough, Firing Range last night had a new episode that'll be live on YouTube as of, I believe, Saturday morning. And they did a questions only podcast as well. So if you are interested in learning the answers to some of your questions to the Firing Range,
what are their questions
guys,
like? I should read
I bet
them.
they are not nearly as fun.
Should we ask?
They got a bunch of nerd talk going on. Am I right? Right?
Yeah. I asked a question the last time they did it, and they didn't pick my question. It was a
Unbelievable.
good question,
That's amazing.
I think it was, who's the sexiest person on the podcast, and why doesn't he ever have sleeves?
Look at this. What would be a fun average player's loadout? How do you feel quality of life would improve if Destiny just dropped every Crucible map back?
Wow.
What are the
Excuse me,
most-
I just fell asleep there a little bit.
What do you think will be vaulted when Witch Queen comes?
Oh.
Has there been a weapon that you really wanted to use because it's cool and you love the idea of it? High skill reward options for a player on console. I feel like DMT. They're so serious.
Serious questions. I think they caught on.
Don't ask these questions to Briar because he will not pick them.
I think what happened is people caught on. We're not answering super serious questions, right?
They don't even ask us anymore.
They caught on.
We had like 3 somewhat Destiny related questions today.
Oh man. Well, congratulations. You made it to the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
Give yourself a round of applause, chat. And everyone listening, wherever you're at in the world.
You did it.
That's episode number 249. We appreciate all the support. Shout out to our Patreon members. Shout out to our Twitch subs. And then just everyone chilling. Thanks for watching. Watts, where can people find you and what you're doing this week?
You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Just look for Miss 5000 Watts. And we're going to be finishing up Ender Lilies. And then I think we're going to be going into Death's Door. Because I've heard many good
I've heard
things.
great things about that. I want to play that game too.
Great things.
Yeah.
I want to play it real bad.
How about you, Briar?
I'm going to continue working on this arcade stick. There should be a movie coming out eventually, if I ever get it working. Or a video.
It was
coming
like
out.
a movie? Street Fighter the movie?
Full on movie.
It's taking me about as long to make this thing as it does to film a movie.
That's great.
Also going to be packing up my copy of 007 to send out as a birthday gift.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Awesome. I'm Teft. You can talk to me at Teft on Twitter. And I actually finally finished that Backbone review that I did. And that's on my YouTube channel. So you can check that out. And also just stream some Thieves. And that was fun. Who knows? I might stream Death's Door. It's
You
possible.
should. You should, because those games are perfect because they're much shorter.
Yeah.
So you could finish the game in like a couple of streams.
I think it's like an 8-hour game.
Yeah.
There you go.
No problemo. That's the show.
That's not on Switch, right? That's on PC and Xbox.
It's
right?
Xbox and PC. Yeah, it's not on Game Pass yet.
Steam Deck.
The old Steam Deck. Can't wait for the Steam Deck.
December 2021, baby.
Stop rubbing it in.
Yeah. Rubbing your Steam Deck. Damn it. I'm jealous.
I might be the first ever person. I don't know. I was done at like.
I think you
10:04.
will, honestly. That's the show. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time, guys. And hopefully the cameras will be fixed and my software won't be broken. There's an update for AverMedia, so maybe that's what it needs.
Probably it.
Yeah. Here's
I'm sure
hoping.
that'll fix it.
Yeah. Bye, everyone.
Bye.